another one.
Should I quit my job? I'm a 20-year-old female. I have graduated recently from college with a bachelor's degree in legal studies. Before the job I have now, I only have worked in the food industry, fast food, and at a restaurant. Well, remember, if you want to go back, there's going to be no taxes on tips, all right? The job I have now is a legal assistant, full-time job. This is my first quote unquote adult job. Welcome to adulthood. And I got very lucky getting it through a connection from a friend of mine. The atmosphere is nice and honestly a great law firm to work to start off with my first legal job. However, this is when it all goes downhill. I feel like my mental health is declining. I'm going to say this. I don't know how when people just first start their career at the age of 20, they already feel that their mental health is declining. I don't get it. When I first got this job, the biggest push that made me go for it was because I have a close friend who is doing amazing in her school life, and it made me feel like, what the hell am I even doing here? She pretty much said, what do I got to lose, right? So I got a job that not only pays decently, but also has to do with my degree. I thought I finally did it and felt accomplished, but now I feel like I'm spiraling because I don't think I actually want this job anymore. The people are great. However, my boss, the attorney that I'm the assistant for, kind of make me feel like crap every time I come in. I've been here for 3 months now, and I cry the night before and sometimes the morning before I have to go into work because she's going to tell me what I'm doing so wrong. I assumed that the boss was going to be a guy because you're crying at night and before you go into work. But nope, it's a lady. It's a lady. Okay. Well, I did not see that coming. She knows I'm still learning and that this is my first job, and I try not to take the way she teaches me too personally. But once she is done talking to me, I just want to crumble up and cry. Oh, Jesus Christ. Aww. I know she's going to be more direct and blunt, and I always try to take everything with a grain of salt, but it's really hard to do that sometimes. I know I'm not going to be perfect at this job whatsoever, but when she tells me to do something one way today and then next week she contradicts herself and asks me why I did it that easy, as if I'm an idiot for thinking that was correct, and I feel as though I can't say, well, that's what you told me to do. The biggest issue I have with her that drives me insane is how much she contradicts herself when telling me to do something. Like I'm just going to say real quick, right? People like to think it's contradiction when they can't see the difference in the situation, right? It is your first, remember, this is your first job. What you think might be a contradiction might actually be a teaching lesson in how to think in different situations, right? Anyways, let me go back. Like, she told me that she wants me to organize a file in a way that makes sense to me, but then we'll look through it and ask me why the file is a mess and organized so badly. Also, as a legal assistant, I have to do billable hours, meaning the work I do needs to be billable towards a certain client because that's how law firms make their money. I'm just going to throw this in there.
Money.
And this is where I'm thankful for her. She's more patient than other attorneys would be regarding those hours, but she'll also go through them and ask, well, why did it take you so long? And I generally would think, I don't know, it just did. I'm like double and triple checking my work all the time, which is probably why I took so long. Her goal for me to get to 5 billable hours a day, but I'm barely getting to 3.5, and I don't even know why. So that's also a major stressor. When she comes in and asks me about my billable stuff, All right, so this is the last paragraph. Anyways, long story short, why couldn't you make the long story short from the very beginning? I like this job in general compared to the food jobs I've had and atmosphere. However, it's becoming so god draining every day to go in and just get grilled about my work. I feel awful and like I shouldn't even be there most of the time, but I don't know what the hell I would do if I were to quit this job. I know I sound like I'm and moaning about such a stupid thing, but I generally feel so tired and you remember I'm sick of, how does it sound? I'm sick and tired of being lonely and all that good stuff and feeling so inadequate every single day. Well, that was long-winded enough, but we'll throw up our 5 minutes. So I think that, as Alexis said in the chat, Alexis says, girl, grow up. Where? What? Alexis, aren't you going to? That is not very nice and caring. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Alexis. So, should you quit your job? Absolutely not. At 20 years old, I take everything as a learning opportunity and learning experience. If your boss did not care about your success, especially it being your first job, you would be out of there. They would not people who don't care about you, they do not waste their time on you. Make that a quotable. People who do not care about you will not waste their time on you. Ask your car, right? There are some stuff and some people I will refuse to comment on the things that they say. I'm like, I'm not even going near that. I don't care. Not my business. Whatever happens. I'm not even going to put a comment on there. You know, because to me, they're not worth it. They're not worth it, right? It's not worth my mind, my energy, my thoughts, you know? So the fact that this lawyer, who an hour of their time is probably worth like $300 to $400, right? That they're taking their time to teach you, to bring you under their wing. You're talking about, oh, my feelings hurt. Well, guess what? They're a lawyer. So you should be appreciative that they're actually taking the time to tutor you, to bring you under their wing, so that you can actually have some sort of a career. Where do you plan on moving up, or do you want to go back? I mean, like I said earlier, there are going to be no taxes on tips, whoever wins the election, right? So do you want to go back to being in the food industry, or do you want to move up? And I think that you're after 3 months, it's only been 3 months. You're only 20 years old. You know, apparently the attorney who you're assistant to cares about you. They care about you enough to teach you and to help you get it right. Now, imagine when you are a well-oiled machine, and that they don't need to be on you consistently anymore because they are training you. This is the thing, right? This transcends industries, because a lot of people, they'll take a Udemy course or they'll go to a boot camp, and then they're like, they will think that they're Mitch. They will stand up there like Superman, like, oh, I finished this boot camp and now I am ready to take on the world. And now after 3,547 and a half, don't forget that half application that you never submitted, right? And a half applications, they're like, why won't anybody contact me? Aww. And they're like applying, and nobody is responding. And they're like,
I hate it here. I want to go home.
It breaks my heart. Kind of. So my take on the whole matter is, you need to, if somebody's giving you a chance, you need to embrace that chance. And how you take, you know what, if you have to cry every night every morning. If you have to go to the bathroom, if you have to go to the car, yes, if you have to go to the car and cry because you have some hurt feelings, but you're giving the opportunity to learn, then go like watch Friday. Watch Friday, do the little run, run to the car, sit in the little car and cry, and then you wipe those tears off and you get back in the office and you do your job. You do your job. Because if you quit now, there might not be any opportunity. And then you're gonna be that first question. You're gonna be asking, so how do adults make it by with low paying jobs or careers? How are they getting by? How are they getting by? And you know what? You know how they be saying, I love that for you? I don't love that for you. By the way, I absolutely hate that saying. I like every time I hear that saying, it just makes me cringe. It makes me cringe. Like, I love that for you. I'm like, ooh, right? That's how I feel. That's how I feel about it, right? Anyway, I digress. You should not quit your job. If you have to cry in the car, if you have to cry in the bathroom, if you have to cry, you wipe those tears off and you get back to work. And then you thank your boss. You thank your boss for giving you an opportunity, for giving you a job, and for putting up with with as slow as you're going, for putting up with you and for teaching you and bringing you under their wing, right? And if you think your boss is contradicting, ask questions. Don't just ask questions like, oh, so you'd be like, oh, so yesterday you told me I should do it this way, but today you're telling me doing it this way. What's the difference between the two situations? They're like, oh, okay, this is the difference between situation A. This is the difference between situation B. And they're like, oh, okay, I didn't think about it like that. And that's how you learn. See, you've studied legal assistant and now or legal studies, and now you're like, I want to run away from it. What if now this law firm that you're working for, this attorney that you're working for, is like, you know what? You would be a great attorney. We want to help you get through law school. Are you going to be running away from the blessings that you might have from somebody who's actually willing to take a chance on you? See, there are not many people who are willing to take a chance on you. You are getting paid to be mentored. Now you're learning about how billable timing works. You're learning all that stuff. See, this is a blessing in disguise. That's how I see it. Other people might disagree with me, but I see it as a blessing in disguise. See, people don't know what they have until it's gone. They don't know what they have until it's gone. Now you're going to be like, oh, I should have never quit that job. Because what if now you go back to the restaurant industry and the no taxes on tips? It's actually, you know what? We're not going to tax you on the first $250 that you make on tips for the year, but the rest of the $10,000 that you made on tips in the year, we want half. We want half. And if you don't put it on your paperwork, I am going to send one of my 80,000 IRS agents after you. Make that make sense. So you better embrace that legal studies, that legal assistant job, and you run it up. You run it up, because we don't miss.
Let's get it. We the best.
We are the best, because
they ain't believe in us.
They might not believe in us, but I believe in you, and you can make it happen. All right. You can make it happen. All right. So let's get it. With that being said, let's wrap up that question. That's our last question for the night. Let's wrap that up with a nice little bow on top.
It's real simple, B. It says wrap it up.
See, there we go.
Wrap that up, B.
We gotta wrap it up.
You let them die, let them go. I'm breaking the chains. You wanted my help, but you can't stand the pain. Tough love's a lesson, but you call it disrespect. I'm done with your games, man. I'm taking my respect. It ain't my job to save you. You gotta learn your lane. So walk on by and let them learn the hard way. I'm not feeling guilty, I'm winning today. You had your chances, but now you're out of time. I'm rising above while you pay for your crime. that you need me, but I'm just a mirror reflecting the truth. But your vision ain't clear. You say you don't need me, but you know that I'm right. While I'm paving my path, I'm focused on my light. Let them burn, watch them fall, this is their fight. So walk on by, let them learn the hard way. I'm not feeling guilty, I'm winning today. You had your chances, but now you're out of time. I'm rising above while you pay for your crime. You let them burn, watch them fall, this is their fight. So walk on by, let them learn the hard way. I'm not feeling guilty, I'm winning today. You had your chances, but now you're out of time. I'm rising above while you pay for your crime. It's my season to shine. No more looking back. I built my own throne, now I'm on the right track. It's my season to shine. No more looking back. I built my own throne, now I'm on the right track. So walk on by, let them learn the hard way. I'm not feeling guilty, I'm winning today. You had your chances, but now you're out of time. I'm rising above while you pay for your crime. It's my season to shine. No more looking back. No more looking back. I built my own the right track. It's my season to shine. No more looking back. No more looking back. No more looking back.